Is the tooth thing really new? I never looked at it. Yeah, it really is new, and it really is legitimate. Ashton Parks has been struck by the Ralph curse, and it's funny because this has never been noticed before, but he does have a rotten tooth in his mouth, and it's very rotten. This is actually before, so this is from months ago when it was rotten, and Haitian Barbecue over on Twitter noticed this.
Zionist cuck sent $1 on Rumble. Nice lesbian shave there. They'll be looking like that myself tomorrow.
Yeah, it's pretty clean. Well, of course, I just use the beard trimmer, so it doesn't cut it all the way down, but it kind of has mostly that effect. But yeah, I shaved it down. So also, you know, the longer it gets, the more it's just like annoying. So I told myself I was gonna keep growing it all throughout March, but I just got tired of it. And got rid of it. So. But yes, the Ralph curse has struck. Rotten tooth, the bullshit denture thing, I guess, was tooth envy, because his teeth are actually rotting out of his head. And I don't know if that's because of the copious amounts of sugar and other types of food wedged in his teeth, but maybe he should stop spending so much money on gambling and soda and actually get his teeth fixed, because it is a horrific sight. Now, let me see if I can find the other pictures of this is an older picture. Let me see if I can find here. I don't know if I have it pulled up or if I have to go pull it up myself. Now, at first, Haitian Barbecue thought that the tooth was missing, but that's not actually the case. The tooth is rotting in his mouth, and he refuses to have it pulled. Now, you can see it there. It's like fully black. Can you see that? Let me rearrange here. So it's actually gotten a lot worse since that picture that we showed when he went to Jamaica, wherever the fuck he went, some beach place. So it was brown there. If you can see, well, I'll have to go back and rearrange. It was brown there. And now it is totally black. And I don't know how this wasn't spotted before, because it's pretty fucking obvious. Of course, I don't, go over their bullshit with a fine-tooth comb. But it's very obvious that the tooth is rotting completely out of his fucking head. And let me see if there's another photo. It's so bad that, like I said, Haitian Barbecue at first thought that it was a missing tooth. And it's so black that it does look to be a missing tooth, right? But it's not. And of course, I've never had any dead teeth like that, but I've seen some people with some pretty fucked up teeth, such as the British man with rotten teeth, which it's funny, they have such a kinship. I guess it explains a lot now, how focused he is on Cog. It's tough to have worse teeth than Cog. I don't know. I mean, Cog's teeth are pretty bad, so I'm not sure if I'm willing to say which ones are worse. But to have a front tooth just absolutely rotting out of your head live on air, and they're supposedly making all this money, I mean, is it he can't get a dental appointment there in Canada? Dental is a lot cheaper here in Mexico. Maybe he should come down here south of the border and get it fixed up. But that thing is completely dead. And we'll take a root canal and a cap, and they'll have to shave that son of a bitch down, or just pull it all the way out and put an implant in there, because it is totally fucked. And you can see it here. It's black. It's not missing. I understand why Haitian Barbecue thought that at first, but it's not missing. It's actually fucking black. He has a rotting black tooth in his front teeth, too. Not back in the back. Not that would make it better necessarily, but it's right there in your fucking face. As you can see, I have no rotting teeth. And so perhaps that's where the tooth envy came in, because, they did that ridiculous thing about me having dentures and all this. This motherfucker actually is well on his way to needing dentures. And if that tooth up front is rotten, there's no telling what's going on back there in the back of the mouth. And, I shudder to think. What the full Monty looks like back there in the back. Let me see if we have another photograph. See, this is the earlier photograph. Now, as you see here, this was months ago. It's still very bad. I mean, imagine, trying to get a woman or hit on some woman. Of course, he may be homosexual. Who knows? But Imagine trying to hit on a woman with a rotten tooth right there up front. So this is months ago, where it's brown, and this is when he went on his beach trip. So that was already pretty bad. Let's be real. And as far as I know, he doesn't smoke. You know, smoking can stain your teeth. This is a rotting tooth. This isn't a stained tooth. This tooth is completely fucking dead. I would imagine it causes some pain. I don't know, because I've never had that happen. But I would imagine it probably hurts. And as much food as he eats, it might just break off one day, because when your tooth's dead like that, the structure inside the tooth, you know, and the bone and all that, probably pretty weak. And again, I never noticed this until Haitian Barbecue picked it out. And it's only getting worse, like I said, because now it's fully black. It's so black that it looks like there's no tooth there. But there is. It's just completely fucking black. Now, keep in mind, this is the fat ass who wants to tell you who a lolcow is. He weighs 800 pounds with his little bitty glasses that can barely even fit on his fucking face, with rotting teeth coming out of his fucking head. This is the guy who wants to lecture and who wants to preach about who's this and who's that, while he has rotting teeth right there in your purview. Don't need to dig around or anything. It's right there for everybody to see. I'm shocked that it hasn't been noticed before now. Like I said, it's unbelievable. Black is the ace of spades. Soda will do that too. Yeah, for sure. And he drinks about 18 cans of soda. I'm having my energy drink today, but I only have one.
Daniel Larson Stan sent $5 on Rumble. To think all this started because the Ralph Amali joined an alternative video streaming site that PPP was on, and he got jealous and launched an all-out war on you for years. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. And also on that site, he pulled his pants down and spread his asshole, which some of his newer fans, I guess, don't understand that. But yeah, that actually happened. Is this a newer one? Hold on, let me see. This is current. Oh, let me pull this up. I wonder if I can pull this up without uploading it. I'm gonna have to download it. Hold on. Give me just a second. This is current. Why doesn't he get it fixed? Is it a point of pride? I'm not sure. Is this like a point of pride for this fat son of a bitch? This is current. I guess it looks a little bit better here. Let me see. Let me save this image and upload it. This is just from like their last show, I think. Let's see here. Okay, give me a second. I have so many photos on my desktop. It takes like 18 years to upload. Where did that download exactly? Couldn't download. What the fuck? Is it trying to A-log me? Download, you fuck! This is current. Okay, you know what? I know what I can do. If it won't download, then I'll just take a screenshot of it. I don't know why the fuck it wouldn't download, but... well, you never know what'll happen live, as we saw with the fuck up at the beginning with OBS. So you never really know. Okay, let me see here. This is current. The tooth is like rotten up to the... there's like black up around the gum line. It's tough, dude. It's not in any way salvageable. Like, he needs to go to the dentist ASAP, quite honestly. And this is the full Monty here. I guess it looks a little less black, except up around the gum line. And this is the guy who talks shit about everybody else and all this and that and made up fake shit about my teeth, while his teeth are literally rotting out of his fucking head. Okay, now let me pull this up. Black teeth are always a sign for a healthy life. Yeah. Yeah, definitely a sign. It's definitely a sign, all right. Now, this is a full shot. Now, do you see? Also, now look at this picture. Because this is the full Monty. You see the tooth completely dead, but look at the top left corner of that tooth. It's actually completely black. It's completely black. That means it's rotting up near the gum line. And then there's another tooth next to it, which looks a little bit more white. But look up to the left of that tooth. And it's black there as well. So it appears that next tooth is well on its way to rotting out of his fucking skull. So that's one fully dead, fully rotten tooth with the black decay, which is never a good sign. I mean, the brown is not a good sign either, but totally black up near the gum line. And then there's a tooth there, like I said, looks a little bit whiter, but look to the left of the tooth next to the dead tooth. So you see the regular quote-unquote tooth. Then there's black up near the gum line of that tooth as well. So that tooth is well on its way to being completely rotten in and of itself. And you would think, I thought do they have free dental care in Canada? I'm not sure. Maybe if you have to weigh a certain limit, you know, if you're above that, you can't get on the ride like at Disney World or some shit. But it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad, ladies and gentlemen. And what do we think the causes of this? I think excessive soda consumption could definitely be part of it. It could be licking Andy Worski's asshole. That could have caused some type of, germ or virus that has attacked the healthiness of his teeth. I'm not sure exactly what caused this, but it's looking really bad. It's looking really bad. You got the fully dead tooth, a tooth that's barely hanging on next to it, and then black. And see, look at the tooth. Also, okay, so you see the tooth here, right next to his front two teeth on the left. Okay, that's fully dead. We've shown that. The tooth to the right still has a little bit of whiteness on it, but there's black up to the top right corner of that, and there's black to the top left corner of that. And then also, if you look, there's another tooth in there that appears to be dead as well. Because you see, okay, dead tooth, slightly dead tooth. Then it looks like another dead tooth next to that. Do you see what I'm seeing? So he has two dead teeth with absolutely black decay. Black as night decay right there in his mouth. You would think he would get this fixed. Like, if I had black teeth, I would definitely get that shit fixed. I would be ashamed to come on air if my teeth looked like that. Of course, this is a guy, who spread his asshole live on air, so not much shame to be had there. Or maybe he just didn't think anybody would notice it. But, we've been on Tooth Patrol ever since Cog's ugly, just disgusting mouth has been on display. And arguably, Cog's British, right? Like, he comes by it honestly, not every British person, not all British, of course, but he kind of comes by it honestly, like, fucked up teeth over there, that's kind of a thing. I don't think it's a Canadian thing. I don't know, Leafs in chat can correct me, but I don't really think that's a Canadian thing, but that's two dead teeth confirmed. And actually, okay, I'm looking at the second dead tooth, and it looks possibly even worse. Let me see if I can zoom in here. Let's zoom in here. You see the two? That's absolutely black. You can't see my cursor. Let me see if I can put my cursor on the screen just to point this out. It may fuck up. Let's see. Yeah, and then I'll have to refresh that. Am I going to have to do that again? Okay. Now, will it show the cursor, though? I need that cursor. Show me the cursor. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Is it showing it? No, it's not. Fucking bullshit. You can see it anyway, but I would like to actually show the cursor. Let's see. Does it show it there? It won't let me show the card. Oh, wait. Is it showing it now? Let me see here. Yeah, it is. Okay, it should be showing it now. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to do this live. I usually get rid of the cursor, right? Yeah, now you can see it. Okay, now you can see it. So you see, this is a fully dead tooth right here, and this is the one that originally attracted attention, right? And it's gotten worse as the months have went along. But look at this up here in the corner. That's pure black decay. That means your tooth is really fucked. It's black at the root, basically, at the gum line. Like, he could probably just grab that tooth and pull it out. That's how fucked up it is, right? I don't know if we have any dentistry students in chat or anything like that, but it's really bad. It's really bad. So you see the decay there. Then you see this tooth, more normal looking, still looks pretty rough, but look at the tooth next to it. Notice it's the same color as the dead tooth because it's also dead. And then look up at this corner here. That's pure black decay on 2 out of those 3 teeth. And that means the one in the middle is probably just holding on for dear life, right? So we have a huge pocket of decay right here. Regular tooth barely holding on for dear life. And then right here next to it is another dead tooth with another black pocket of decay. And this is all on the right side of his mouth, so this is probably, you know, where he stuffs the food in, where he sucks the soda down, where he sucks the Worski ass juice down, all on the same side. You know, you notice the other side looks, you know, more normal, right? I don't really see any of that on the other side. So this is his laziness, right? He's pouring it all down here on that side. But those are 2 rotten teeth, 2 pockets of decay, and I doubt he'll be answering the tooth question because it's very obvious. I didn't even notice the second one until just now. So I only had one. I think I only said 1 rotten tooth on Twitter, but no, it's actually dos. It's actually dos, and they're so rotten that they're turning black. And there really isn't much you can do for that other than to maybe a root canal could save some of it. But when it's that black, I don't know. I think you just have to pull those teeth and get some implants. And then, like I said, the tooth here in the middle is probably toast as well because that's all in the gum line right there, which means he also had gingivitis and no telling what else. So it's really bad. It's really bad for fat ass, and never did I think that someone in the sector would actually have worse teeth than Cog. Now, Cog's got some fucked up teeth, don't get me wrong, and his front teeth are all crooked and maligned and, you know, super yellow and stuff, but I didn't see any actual black decay in Cog's teeth. Press P if PPP's teeth are actually worse than Cog's. Press C if Cogs is worse. Now, I know this is a tough call. So I respect any vote. But I haven't seen any actual... That's black decay. And you can see it. This is not edited, by the way. This is not some gimmick. This is not kayfabe. That's his actual fucking mouth with rotting pockets of decay. And yes, I know Cogs are terrible, but, you know, I think some of his are just, like, out of his head, at least. I don't know. You'll have to be the judge on which is worse. But, you know, he has the money. Like, they make money. I don't see why he doesn't get it fixed. You know, he's had sepsis and all these ailments, and I'm sure he probably has some heart problems as well. I don't know if people understand this or not. Some of you may. But poor oral hygiene can actually affect your heart and can actually just affect your overall health. And again, I didn't know there were 2 rotten teeth until we started live. Rotting teeth in his mouth. The house apparently always does not win Because if he was a big high roller and if he wasn't having to split 70% of his salary with Andy Worski, I'm sure he would get that fixed. I mean, you would think. Or maybe he's just going to eat him on down to the nub because he knows he's a fat, gelatinous fuck. And he's just going to eat him until, there's just no use for him anymore. And then he's going to get the dentures or then he's going to get the implants. I'm not sure exactly what his plan is. Maybe he thinks that'll save him more money if he just gets all the usage out of that. But do you know how bad that would hurt? I don't, thankfully, but I've heard some people talk about their teeth breaking off, exposed nerves, etc. That would be a very painful thing to have happen. So we have 2 rotten teeth, one in the middle just barely holding on for dear life, 2 massive pockets of black decay. And there's no other word for it. Like, that's not food. That's nothing. That's decay in his mouth. Disgusting. Do we have a sound effect for that? What in the fuck is wrong with this fat motherfucker? And what has he been eating? I don't know, man. Brush in the morning, brush at night. It's too late for these teeth. It wouldn't matter. If you got the fucking power hose out for these, they're gone. They're toast. But, in the future, fat ass, maybe you could save some of these other chompers. But these 2 are toast. And I wonder, it seems like he's been trying to hide them. Because I would think somebody would have spotted these before now. If he hadn't been trying to hide them, right? And I didn't think about it until I saw some clips, and then you notice he kind of keeps his top lip like over his teeth a little bit. Well, he failed. He failed recently, and he has a rotten mouth. And it actually looks worse. It almost looks worse not zoomed in. By the way, let me try to, because you can see it. I mean, like that honestly looks a little bit worse. Right? When it's not zoomed in. Because when it's zoomed in, you lose some of the clarity. I mean, his teeth are just rotting out of his fucking head. Like, there's no other way around it. There's no other way around it. And to me, that looks worse. Let me take the cursor off. We don't need that now. But that might actually look worse. The far away shot. Filth. Filth, as Queen Candace would say. And again, there's no excuse for it except for laziness. Like, I know they, well, unless Worski's just taking all the money, which is possible. But you would think he would have enough money. Like, I could get that fixed in Mexico for, I don't even know, the low. And they do good dental work down here. Maybe I should get my shit checked on just after seeing this. Of course, I don't have any problems like that.
Comment channel sent $5 on Rumble. Ralph, do not forget to mention that greenish/yellow film he has on his tongue.
Yeah, and that's a bad sign, too. Can we look up what that means? Again, I'm not an expert on all this, but he obviously has gingivitis, too. Greenish-yellow coating on tongue. Uh-oh. You're not going to like hearing this. Or maybe you will. Maybe you will. I don't know. Greenish-yellow coating on tongue. While green tongue has many causes, it is often a sign of a bacterial, fungal, or yeast overgrowth. If there are lesions in the mouth, I mean, there are. He's got fucking black decay holes, basically, where his gum are supposed to be. If there are lesions in the mouth, these substances can grow serious infections. It's important to seek treatment for green tongue right away. Right away. Do not pass go. You need to take the time off and get your teeth fixed, PPP. And this is not even A-logging. This is not me fucking with you. I mean, your mouth is completely nasty. Don't get me wrong. But something is really up with this. Discolored tongue, let's see, could have a buildup of bacteria. Obviously, he does. May change to green over time depending on how the infection develops. So, I would suggest, first off, schedule your trip to your dentist ASAP. That would be a good idea. I don't know how it works up there. It may take a while in Canada, but, doesn't he have enough money to go to a private dentist? I don't know. Again, Worski probably stealing it all, but you would think he would have some kind of funding to go to a private dentist. But start brushing your teeth ASAP. You can't save these, but, you know, if the decay is surrounding all these other teeth, it starts to threaten the other teeth as well, right? So instead of losing these 2 rotten teeth, it may end up being 3, 4, or 5. Like that whole side of his mouth. We don't know what's going on behind there. Do you understand? We don't know precisely what's going on. We see 2 pockets of filthy decay. Absolutely. It's black. Black decay in his front fucking mouth. Pitch fucking black. 2 dead fucking teeth. Now that's all on the right side of your mouth, which means that's probably the side that he eats most of his food on, that he licks most of his ass juice up with, that he does most things with, right? So we don't know what's going on back here in the molars and all this stuff. And, you know, I don't know the name of every tooth. I won't pretend like I do. But we don't know what's going on back here or even down here. But I can assume it's probably not good because those are your front teeth. And you would think, you know, usually if any teeth get cleaned at a decent amount, it's usually the front teeth, right? And that's why usually if you have cavities, a lot of times it'll be the back teeth, right? The back molars and stuff like that. So we don't know what's going on back behind there, but we can only assume the worst given the evidence that we've been presented in the front. And I mean, James Gardner says, I don't want to know. Well, I think we already know. We see 2 rotten teeth, 1 tooth barely holding on. There's probably at least 2 or 3 other rotten chompers up top there, and then no telling what's going on down bottom. And I don't know if he's just such a big shill he couldn't take a week off to get a little dental surgery or what, but that's pretty fucking bad. And now that everybody knows about it, every time he opens his mouth in any way whatsoever, which he did right here, there's going to be screenshots of his rotten teeth. And since he wanted to make up shit about my chompers, which look amazing, by the way, I can see why you're jealous, PPP. But since you want to make up all that shit about my teeth, well, here are your teeth live and in living color, and they're rotten. They're literally rotten. And if anybody needs dentures, it's you, son. Now, again, I don't know the structural integrity of the rest of the teeth. Maybe you could get away with a couple of implants, couple of caps, root canals, or whatever. But if anybody needs that sort of dental intervention, it's you. And as long as you keep piling away the, 18 sodas a day and the 25 bags of chips and what was it somebody told me the other day? Worski said he once saw PPP buy $200 worth of sour worms. Those are not good for your teeth. I don't know if this is a spoiler alert or not. Specifically, not $200 worth. Specifically, not $200 worth. Black Pockets of Decay is touring with Cannibal Corpse. The new album goes hard. Yeah, it's a fucking train wreck, dude. And if you went and did a little intervention now, maybe you could save some things, but it's not looking good. It's not looking good, ladies and gentlemen. And again, I was going to say this to later in the show, but and I said rotten tooth, but it's actually rotten teeth. I got to change the fucking title. I didn't even see the updated shot. It's not rotten tooth, it's rotten teeth. I was trying to give him a little credit, in all honesty. Rotten teeth, plural, not tooth, teeth. Jeez Louise. Except for everything fuck up except for the text. Okay. Let's change that because, yeah, rotten teeth, not tooth. Not tooth, teeth. Jesus. Now, do we have any leafs in chat? Like, what could he... I don't know. They talk about the fund a lot. It isn't like he can't afford it. Yeah, I mean, I would think he would be able to afford it. Now, Worski, if you know anything about Worski, he steals, most of the money. So PPP could be living on, he probably gets paid in like cheeseburgers and sodas and stuff like that, and not actual money. So if you know anything about Worski, you know what a shyster and greedy bastard he is. So it's possible that he doesn't actually have the funds, but maybe, he could have some type of intervention from his family. He said they had some type of medical issue. Maybe they had some teeth rotting out of their head as well. I don't know. Maybe it runs in the family. Who could say? I don't know. I couldn't say, but I can say that his teeth are rotting out of his motherfucking head. Para in chat says they passed free dental care a few months ago. See, there's no excuse. Again, we had a little bit of a Canadian show on Thursday, but we didn't get to talk about this. But I thought that in UK they don't. That's not part of the NHS service. But I think they have low cost dental care or something like that. But I was just told in chat that they actually have free dental care in Canada. So those are two giant those are big black pockets of decay. And there's nothing else it could be either. Like, that's legitimate. Yeah, that's true, James. Says he could get some work done, but look at him, and who cares? Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess it just adds to the overall just fat, slob, nasty aesthetic. So perhaps it doesn't bother him. What else is he going to do, right? Maybe that just makes it... Maybe that just makes the aesthetic more appealing to actually have the teeth rotting out of his head. For me, it wouldn't, but, maybe he's on a different tip. Maybe he's on a different level. Who could say? Who could say for sure? I don't really know how much else I could say about it, except we will be on PPP Tooth Watch from now on. And I don't even have to do it. Other people are doing it. I'm not the one who found this. Haitian Barbecue is the one who found this. And he tagged me on Twitter, or it popped up in my Twitter. And if tooth was missing, but it's not.
No More Religion sent $5 on Rumble. I want PPP on Killstream.
He wouldn't dare come on this show because I would rip his heart out and eat it right in front of him. And I've done it before, just last September, with him and his pet monkey, live on air. And there's zero chance he would ever face me in any format whatsoever. And after I stomped them out so badly, they said, "Oh, we're done with blood wars, and blood wars are no fun. Blood wars are no fun, and they're silly." Despite the fact that built Warshi's whole career. "Oh, blood wars are no fun, and they're all bullshit." Da, da, da. Yeah, because you got your fucking heads kicked in. That's all of a sudden it's no fun once you get your heads kicked in. But I haven't taken too many L's in blood sports. I'm kind of like I won't say Rocky Marciano undefeated, but I'm pretty high up there. Maybe like a Sugar Ray Leonard or something like that. My record's pretty fucking good. And his is not, because he's a super autist and he memorizes certain phrases and certain things he wants to say, whereas I just completely shoot off the cuff. All this is off the cuff. I didn't take any notes on this. Every once in a while with an interview, maybe I'll take a few notes, but rarely. This is all off the cuff, and he can't operate without somebody feeding him a script, without him memorizing just certain things to say over and over and over again. So I wouldn't hold my breath on that No More Religion, but of course he has an open invitation. He has an open invitation to come here on the Killstream if he would like, because I would love to stomp his head out once again. But again, I wouldn't hold my breath. I wouldn't hold my breath on that. I wouldn't bite my tongue, certainly with those nasty chompers. Imagine if he accidentally did bite his tongue. He probably would catch some rotting disease. I mean, his tongue's already green and yellow. Imagine if he slipped up and bit his tongue with those teeth and then got whatever. His tongue might actually rot out of his fucking head along with the teeth. What kind of disease would be in his tongue if he accidentally did that? Is that how he caught sepsis? Do you know that sort of thing can happen? Maybe that's how he caught sepsis in the first place. Now, we thought it was just because he was a fat ass, can't even wipe his own ass type, monster. But maybe he slipped up and bit his tongue with the rotten teeth the rotting, virus actually slipped into his bloodstream via the tongue. Again, I couldn't say for sure, but things are starting to make a lot more sense. Let's see. Okay, I'm also getting more news. Let's see. A nice trip. Sorry, people are messaging me. Also, it looks like Johnny Monoxide is going to be added to the panel on Wednesday. I tried to add a couple more people, but they're not fully in there, and I know it's a little bit of a tight schedule here. But again, I just keep looking at this photograph, and do we have a Adam Green's going to be on here Wednesday. I think we have a song. Can we hit the goal again? Our 8-day streak is on the line. First off, I still have the Dino Museum, and I may do that at the same time and then just separate the content. Separate the content. But a tour of Merida, that was suggested. That was suggested by Comment Channel, I think. If we hit 10 days in a row, I will do a tour of Merida, and specifically Centro, because Centro is so beautiful. And if you guys would like to see the, almost 500-year-old cathedral, this is Holy Week, for those who don't know. And I could go do some stuff maybe this week for Holy Week. It's all decked out, and they do Holy Week in a big way. Yeah, he sucks. No More Religion. You won't find any PPP fans here. What's up with all this hate? Are you fucking serious? The guy who lied about my mother molesting me, the guy who lied about everything in my life, the guy who's attacked my family. Possible. This guy could catch a bullet and I would laugh about it. So if you don't know the history, you might want to pipe down. This guy's a piece of trash, the lowest piece of trash in the fucking sector, and that's saying a lot. And so if you don't know the history, then, maybe don't comment on it, probably would be my advice. This guy's told every single sickening lie that you could ever fucking imagine, and he's a piece of trash, and making fun of the teeth rotting out of his head is the nicest thing I could think of doing for him. I could think of a lot of other things that I would rather be doing to him. And it has to do with things I can't say on air because they would ban me off this channel and every fucking place on the internet. He's a piece of fucking garbage who's made his whole career lying off me, and he's a fucking evil fuck. Goodbye. Oh, wrong song. Let me go, 'cause I love you so. I appreciate the support, but if you don't know the history, you don't know the history. I love you so. I love you so. I love you so. No hate towards you, but you seem to not know who the fuck you're talking about here with PPP. Made up every sick, disgusting lie about me possible.
Legend sent $3 on Rumble. You man fuck PPP.
Yeah, now you're on target. And he hates your boy Adam Green too. So I mean, he's made up shit about, procreations of mine, I'll say, family life of mine, just in every way, every sick thing you could imagine, he's done it. And making fun of his rotten teeth is actually playing softball with this fat tub of lard. So, again.
Disfigured Corpse sent $5 on Rumble. PPP can't walk a full block. Sad. Pathetic.
I don't think he can walk around his house, much less a full block. No More Religion says, I'm just drinking and playing devil's advocate. Well, that's fine. But I'm just not sure if you know his whole history. He said almost everyone hates Adam Green, though. Well, I don't. But yeah, I mean, that would be one of the more normal things, I guess, for PPP. He also raped a cat with a fucking iron, like a piece of a metal chair. To death, laughed about it, spread his asshole live on air. I mean, I can't even think of all the things he's done. But recently, one of the things he's done is made up a molestation lie about my mother, and I would send him straight to hell if I had that opportunity. So the idea that making fun of his teeth are too far is too far. It's not. It's not far enough, honestly. So him and Worski both, and I include Worski in that conversation too, because they think that type of shit is funny, and I don't. And again, that's just a very light history. When my father died, he cosplayed as my father, tried to act like he was still alive. There's nothing too fucked up for me to say or do to this fucker, period. And that includes just flat out illegality. So yeah, there's nothing off the table as far as this is concerned. And certainly making fun of his rotten teeth, which are right there on display, that's definitely not off the table. That's definitely not off the table. So again, this is just scratching the surface. If I sat here and made a list of all the fucked up lies he's told about me and my family and, you know, my son and everybody else, like it would be hours and hours to go through. I'd actually have to sit down and make up a fucking list to even touch the tip of the iceberg in terms of like dirty, rotten shit this motherfucker's done. And it's showing because the rottenness has actually infected his mouth, which is very appropriate because that's where the rotten bullshit comes out of. And he deserves everything he gets and then some. And I'm going to be around to see his ultimate downfall, just like I'm going to be around to see all these motherfuckers fall. Oh, and he wants to do that about my father. As far as I'm concerned, his whole family could get wiped out by the IDF, and I wouldn't give a fuck. I might come out here and cosplay as them, too. He's a piece of shit. His family's a piece of shit. They run a fucking huckster church up in Canada just so they can get a tax write-off that's ran out of his brother's fucking house. He's a shyster. He lives off the government like Cog. He gets a welfare check on top of his show because he's so fat that he can't take care of himself. All this stuff is true, by the way. And Surfer's confirmed it all, his former roommate. So the guy's about as big of a crook liar as you could ever imagine. And this is not me freelancing. This is all true. Go ahead.
Disfigured Corpse sent $5 on Rumble. Wait, we are getting a skit? I'm in.
What kind of skit? This is not a skit. This is just me telling the truth. I didn't plan on talking about this much, but No More Religion got me into it. I'm like, okay, well, if you really want to know this guy's history, yeah, it's about as fucked up as you could get. And sure, I've said some fucked up things too, no doubt. But I don't come out here and preach at the audience and, you know, act like I'm, you know, some type of preacher like he does. And even never done one iota of the types of things he's done.
Thank you for watching this clip by Colonel J. This is the King of Bold here. Remember to like and subscribe. Juice!